So Venkat, will you read page 147?
I can read.
Okay.
Vasistha continued, having reached the understanding already described, Janaka functioned as the king and did all that was necessary without getting befuddled and with a great strength of mind and spirit. In fact, he moved about as if he were continually in a state of deep sleep. The light of self-knowledge, Siddhartha, arose in his heart, free from the least taint of impurity and sorrow. Even as the sun rises on the horizon, he beheld everything in the universe as existing in cosmic power. Sid Shakti. Endowed with self-knowledge, he saw all things in the self which is infinite. Knowing that all that happens naturally, he neither experienced elation nor suffered depression, and remained in unbroken equanimity. Janaka had become a liberated one while still living, Jivan Mukta, remaining forever in the consciousness of the infinite. He experienced the state of non-action, even though he appeared to others to be ever busy in diverse actions.
Okay. This is the most important part of the page. So understand this thing. The last line of the first paragraph. He moved about as if he were continually in a state of deep sleep. What does this mean? What does it mean? State of deep sleep.
Meditative state in an action.
Yes. And in a meditative state, you are absolutely in nothingness, in stillness. Yeah, in dream state, it is still not stillness. Thoughts are hovering in the form of images. That is what is a dream. Yeah. So in dream state, there is no stillness. But in deep sleep state, there is a complete stillness of the mind. There is no movement of energy. That is why it is called your best sleep is that deep sleep state. Yeah? So now he is walking and talking and doing activities as if he is in a deep sleep state. Yeah? Just imagine. Means the mind is so still. There is no movement of energy in the mind. Do you get it? Yeah? Because he understands that by thinking, by seeking, by wanting, nothing is going to happen. The ball is rolling. This he has understood, and this understanding is like firmly established in him. Yeah? So he does not seek, he does not want. Yeah? So there is no thought in the mind. And therefore, there is complete stillness, which is the state of deep sleep. Yeah? The light of self-knowledge, Chidatma, arose in his heart. Yeah? Chidatma, you remember? Chidda is the consciousness or the self. Yeah? So Chidatma, that self, the Purusha that he was, yeah? That is what was revealed to him in his meditative state. Free from the least taint of impurity and sorrow, even as the sun rises on the horizon. Yeah? He was absolutely pure, yeah? Free of any impurities. Remember, impurity here means a thought. Yeah? Any single thought in the mind is an impurity. Yes? Pure mind is absolutely clean, still, nothingness. He beheld everything in the universe as existing in Chitta Shakti, yeah, the cosmic power. So, Once you are in that state where stillness has happened, yes, there is no movement of energy called thought, you are established, and when you are established yourself, you see everything else is a part of that cosmic power. Yeah? When you are also established in the Chidatma, everything becomes nothing but that same Chidatma. That's called Chidd Shakti. Endowed with self-knowledge, he saw all things in the self which is infinite. Knowing that all that happens naturally. This you must highlight. Whatever happens naturally. He knows this. He's established in this understanding. Yeah? By me seeking or wanting, something does not happen. It's just naturally flowing like a river. The ball is rolling on its own. Yeah? That is the meaning of whatever happens naturally. Now Janaka knows this, he understands this. Therefore, he neither experiences elation nor suffers depression. Yeah? Elation, yeah? Your graph goes up, you're super excited, you're very happy. Yay, this happened to me. Yeah, behind this, see what was there? A desire that got fulfilled. That is why your graph went up, no? Yeah. And what is depression? Again, a desire that is unfulfilled. So finally, behind your graph going up and down, there is nothing but a desire. There is nothing but seeking. Yeah? And this seeking had stopped in Janaka. Because he understood everything that happens naturally. I do not have to seek. By my seeking, it doesn't happen. By my seeking, there is only excitement or depression. Got it? Sure? He remained in unbroken equanimity. Janaka had become a liberated one while still living. Jivan Mukta. Yeah? Jivan Mukta is liberated while living. We have learnt this earlier in the first few pages of Yoga Vasistha. Yes? So he was still in the body. But while being in the body, he got liberated or enlightened. Yeah? So that means there is a I've told you about this, right? At the point of death, when this body reaches its 80, 90, 100 years, at the point of death, there is a window where you can get liberated. Yeah? So, that is one way or one chance of getting liberated. The other is while being in this body, going through everything, yeah, you can get liberated. Yeah? And this also then has two variations. One is through intense practice, yeah? Or second is through instant enlightenment. Yeah? Now the intense practice, what is intense practice? Just by doing pranayama will I get enlightened? Pranayama, kriya, meditation? No, he clarifies ahead. That is why we are reading this page again. Yeah? So understand what is the motto of all these things. Why we do kriya, why we do pranayama. He's going to tell us. Yeah? So stay tuned for that. Remaining forever in the consciousness of the infinite, he experienced the state of non-action. Yeah? So if I'm not seeking in my mind, if there is no desire, yeah? This mind feeds on desire, it's only running on desire, it's running on some thought. Yeah? If there is complete cessation of thought, there is a still mind, and a still mind means there is no action that I am doing voluntarily. Yeah? You remember? Volitional action. So there is no volitional action that I am doing. So I am in a state of non-action. Yeah? But still, I could be getting up, keeping things in the right place, going to work, whatever. For Janaka, he was a king running the kingdom. So he's doing everything but at the periphery. Yeah, whatever the situation demands from him. At the center, it is a non-volitional state. Got it? That is the state of non-action. Yeah? Even though he appeared to others to be ever busy in diverse actions. Yeah? And you can read ahead how he attained instant enlightenment. Who does the credit go to? Does it go to practice? Does it go to scriptures? Does it go to a guru? Yeah? Let's read that.
Janaka attained whatever he did by dint of his own inquiry. Similarly, one should pursue the inquiry into the nature of the truth till one reaches the very limits of such inquiry. Self-knowledge or knowledge of truth is not had by resorting to a guru, preceptor, nor by the study of scripture, nor by good works. Is attained by only by means of inquiry, inspired by the company of wise and holy men. One's inner light alone is the means, not else. When this inner light is kept alive, it is not affected by the darkness of inertia.
Yeah. Okay. So you got it? Who gets the credit for enlightenment? Yes. If being in knowledge these 2 years has still not ignited that inquiry from within, something is not right. Yes? We are not into spiritual entertainment. We don't come here to watch Ekta speak or Guruji speak. Yeah? That's of no use. A spiritual inquiry from within should begin. Yeah? What is the purpose of my life? Yeah? What is this mind? How this mind is working? Why my mind is working like this? Why cannot I do this? Why is it happening like this? This is a spirit of inquiry. Yeah? How can I still my mind? Yeah? These questions, this is a spirit of inquiry. If this is not started happening, yeah, you need to look again. What are you doing? Yeah? So he said very clearly, only your spirit of inquiry can get you there, not resorting to a guru, not by studying the scripture, not by doing good work. Good work is good karma, here. Some people think, oh, I'll just do charity, I'll do good karma, and that should be enough. He says, no. Yeah? It is attained only by means of inquiry, inspired by the company of wise and holy men. Yeah? So your guru inspires you. These scriptures inspire you. Yeah? So that somewhere that spark which everybody has of self-inquiry, somewhere that spark gets ignited by a guru, by a teacher, by a scripture, or by doing kriya or pranayama and vasistha and meditation. Somewhere a self-inquiry within you begins. What is the purpose of my life? What am I doing? Yeah? How is my mind working? What is the point of all this? Yes? That is self-inquiry. Yeah? That he calls inner light. This spark that I told you gets ignited and the inquiry begins from within. He calls it inner light. One's inner light alone is the means, not else. When this inner light is kept alive, It is not affected by the darkness of inertia. Now what he means here is tamas. Darkness of inertia is tamas. Yeah? Tamas is what prevents you really from walking on the spiritual path or from going deeper within yourself. Tamas is that which pulls you away from knowledge, pulls you away from doing kriya or meditation. Yeah? So he's saying a person who works on himself and has this inner light, even that spark is ignited a little bit, such a person will always be away from inertia or tamas. Yeah? You can read ahead.
Whatever sorrows there may be that seem to be difficult to overcome are easily crossed over with the help of the boat of wisdom, the inner light. He who is devoid of this wisdom is bothered even by minor difficulties. The effort and the energy that are directed by the people in the worldly activities should first be directed to the gaining of this wisdom. One should first destroy the dullness of wit, which is the source of all sorrow and calamities, and which is the seed for the huge tree of world appearance. Wisdom or the inner light is like the legendary precious stone, or Rama, which bestows on this owner whatever he wishes to claim, whatever he wishes to have, when the one intelligence and understanding are properly guided by his own inner light. One reaches the other shore, if not, one is overcome by obstacles. Defects, desires, and avarice do not even approach that man of wisdom whose mind is undiluted. So wisdom in the light, the entire world is clearly seen as is. Neither good fortune nor misfortune even approach one who has such clear vision. The darkness of ego sense which veils the self is dispelled by wisdom, inner light. He who seeks to be established in the highest state of consciousness should first purify his mind by the cultivation of wisdom or by the kindness of the inner light.
Okay. So we go to the paragraph. Whatever sorrows there may be that seem to be difficult to overcome are easily crossed over with the help of the boat of wisdom. Yeah, this inner light basically is sparking what? Is igniting what? The Swabhava Jnana. You remember? Ashtavakra taught us Swabhava Jnana, the knowledge that comes from within. Yeah? Till the time we are listening to Guruji, we are listening to Ashtavakra, we are listening to Patanjali or Vasistha, whoever, this is borrowed knowledge. This is not my Swabhava Jnana, it is Prabhava Jnana. It is something that I am getting from outside. Yes? When my spirit of inquiry is ignited, that spark actually flames up. What are those flames? That is Swabhava Jnana. Got it? So inner light leads to the wisdom within. And when that wisdom comes up, all sorrows can be destroyed by that flame, by that fire within you. Very beautifully explained. He who is devoid of this wisdom, somebody who does not have this fire ignited within him, the Swabhava Jnana, he is bothered even by minor difficulties. They will anyways come your way. Your wisdom will define whether you create agami karma or not. See, this is so beautiful. That If you're a wiser person, there is that spark, that flame of wisdom within, automatically you will not create agami karma. But a person who lacks this wisdom, he gets bothered even by small difficulties on the way. And then he keeps throwing agami seeds with his anger and his sadness and his whatever, negativity. So recognize this thing. Do you have this spark ignited yet? Little bit. Chota flame hoga na? The effort and the energy that are directed by the people in worldly activities should first be directed to the gaining of this wisdom. This is a very hard blow, this one sentence. What is he telling you?
Time pass mat karo.
Perfect. All this that you're running after, name, fame, money, wife, kids, beautiful woman, beautiful women, plural, some of us are. All this that your energy you are expending in the worldly activities, he's saying drop these, and that entire energy you put into gaining this wisdom. Vasistha is a very kadak teacher. Ashtavakra didn't tell you that, Patanjali didn't tell you that. None of the Upanishads said, but Vasistha picks up a stick and he stands on your head. He says, you must stop running after these worldly things. It's not just in physical activity. Janaka is still running his kingdom. Just in the paragraph above you saw it. But he's in a state of non-action. He's saying from within. The mind should not be seeking. In worldly activities, we are seeking. No, I want this, I want this, I want money, I want name, I want fame, I want whatever. Whatever things are you see. Love, then also you are seeking. Relationship, then also you are seeking. So Vasistha says, drop that and divert that energy completely towards gaining this wisdom. One should first destroy the dullness of wit, which is the source of all sorrow and calamities, and which is the seed for this huge tree of world appearance. World appearance means Maya. Why did this entire Maya appear? What is the meaning of dullness of wit? Is he telling you to have a sense of humor here? No. He's telling you to look at this, that you are that energy. You are that Purusha. Maya appeared when you split away from Purusha. Correct? That splitting away from Purusha is because you were attracted towards tamasic things. Towards tamasic whatever. The world, people, things, situations, whatever. And this he is calling as dullness of wit. Yes? An intelligent one, a wise one sees, oh, there is a split in my consciousness. And the wise one comes back. That's exactly what he's saying. So first of all, drop this attraction to this world. This is dullness, he says. This is tamasic. This is a little translation of tamas. Drop this attraction towards tamas. He says it is the source of all sorrow and calamities, and it is the seed of Maya. Wisdom or the inner light is like the legendary precious stone, O Rama, which bestows on its owner whatever he wishes to have. You remember that Harry Potter stone, yeah, the sorcerer's stone, yeah, like Aladdin ka jinn, yeah, whatever you ask will be given to you. Yeah. That is what he is saying is your inner light, that spark within. Yeah. That is like that stone, that sorcerer's stone or philosopher's stone. Yeah. Once you get that, you get everything. When one's intelligence and understanding are properly guided by this inner light, one reaches the other shore. If not, one is overcome by obstacles. So first he's telling you there are two possibilities. If you let this inner light ignite, let that wisdom blossom in you, you will reach the other shore. What does he mean by other shore? Means away from this prakriti. Yeah? Like many times Guruji has said, no, human life is just a bridge between the animal life and the divine life. Yeah? It's just a bridge. Don't stop on this bridge. Go to the other shore. Yeah? That is what Vasistha is saying. So the first possibility is you will move towards the other shore. Second possibility, if that doesn't happen, at least you will overcome. If that does not happen, one is overcome by obstacles. There will be obstacles on your way. Yeah? So it's very beautifully said that it's high time that you look at this inner light. Yeah? Work on really igniting that spark. Yeah? And he's told you very clearly, you are expending your energy on this tamasic world and people, situations, things, running after this, running after that. Channelize it towards gaining wisdom. Yeah? And it's not your first lifetime doing this. You've done it for so many. He says, defects, desires and evils do not even approach the man of wisdom whose mind is undiluted. Undiluted means free of Maya. Yeah? Once you drop this Maya, there will be no defects. There will be no evils in life. Yeah? It becomes a very pure, simple life. Very beautiful, very smooth, very simple. Yeah? No complications, no drama. Yeah? So work towards it. Through wisdom in the inner light, the entire world is clearly seen as it is. Neither good fortune nor misfortune even approach one who has such clear vision. Yeah? So, good fortune coming my way is part of my past karma. Bad fortune coming my way is also part of my past karma. Everything that will come to me now is everything past karma. I will just wash my hands off and be done with it. I will not create new karma. Yeah, so I won't have more agami coming my way. Yes, it will become a very clean, smooth path devoid of obstacles. Yeah? These are actually obstacles. You might think that good fortune is good. Yeah, but it elevates your graph. You get super excited. That super excitement can lead to more ego. Yeah, and that ego can really slash and thrash, and then that leads to an agami seed that you've thrown out. Yeah, same thing happens with super depression. Yeah, not only negativity do you throw your seeds, agami seeds out. Even in super excitement or super happiness, you throw a lot of agami seeds out. Yeah? So recognize this. This is very beautiful and very much in depth. The darkness of ego sense, which veils the self, is dispelled by wisdom. Yeah? Yeah? By inner light, your ego can be completely removed, destroyed. He who seeks to be established in the highest state of consciousness should first purify his mind. He's told you what to do. First you purify your mind. How? By cultivation of wisdom or by the kindling of the inner light. Yeah. Either you do it through Swabhava Jnana or Prabhava Jnana, he's saying. Yeah. If you are at that stage where you can have Swabhava Jnana by kindling your inner light directly, do it that way. If it's not happening by the inner light, then what do? Prabhava Jnana, wisdom. Yes? Slowly you will get there. Clear? Page 147 clear? Can you move ahead to page 148? Who'll read now? Okay. Rupa can read.
O Rama, Vasistha continued. O Rama, thus do inquire into the nature of the self, even as Janaka did. Neither God, nor rites and rituals, or any action, nor wealth, nor relatives, are any use in this. To those who are afraid of the world illusion, only self-effort and self-inquiry is capable of bringing about self-knowledge. This ocean of world appearance can be crossed only when you are firmly established in supreme wisdom. When you see the self with the self alone, and when your intelligence is not diverted or colored by sense perceptions.
Yeah. So he summarized it in this one paragraph. Yeah, he's giving an instruction to Rama, but you take it as an instruction to you. Yeah, what is he saying to you? Point number 1, inquire into the nature of the self. Self is the Purusha. Yeah, that is what I am, who I am. Yeah? Inquire into that nature, just like Janaka. Because all these pujas that you do, rituals that you do, reading of the scriptures, all this is just a means to get you to that inquiry. If you are not inquiring, if it is not taking you to inquiry, all this is useless. Are you seeing that? Even n number of years on the path, even teaching the knowledge, if that spirit of inquiry is not kindled inside you, that spark has not become a flame, it's of no use. Yes, all these are just means. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga are just means to get to that. Yeah? So self-inquiry is what is the main thing. So he says, O Rama, inquire into the nature of the self. To those who are afraid of the world illusion, only self-effort as self-inquiry is capable of bringing about self-knowledge. Afraid of this world illusion, matlab? World illusion means?
Maya.
Maya. Afraid of the Maya means?
Away from the people, situation, things.
Nahi. Afraid means I understand, oh my God, Maya is gripping me. Now what do I do? Has this question come up? I'm trying so hard, but this Maya is really pulling me so strongly. Yeah, I really want to go deeper into spirituality, but then Maya pulls me out. Yeah, I am afraid of Maya. Got it? Yeah, because I am torn right now. So most of the people who reach this page in Vasistha are obviously at this stage where they understand this extreme pull of Maya. It's pulling at them. Yeah? So for them, what does he say? Only self-effort. Purushartha. You remember? Yeah? only self-effort as self-inquiry. Yeah? Not Purushartha to go and start doing work. Yeah? What Purushartha, what effort? As in self-inquiry. Who am I? Yeah? Is capable of bringing up about self-knowledge. So your Swabhava Dhyana will come up only by your Purushartha of self-inquiry. Who am I finally? And what is all this about? What is the purpose of my life? Yeah? Where is all this going? Is my life only this? Yeah? Going deeper into these questions. Yeah? You cannot stop if you don't get answers. Yeah? Because it is the mind that gives up. The mind says, oh, there is no answer for it. Forget it. Let's watch TV. Yeah? Let's have fun. Because the mind does not want to go into this. This is not a job of the mind. Yeah? This is for your intellect. Yeah? For the buddhi. Yeah? The more your buddhi gets purified, the more it will get sharpened. And the more it gets sharpened, it can whisk away the clouds of the mind. Yeah? So this movement of energy, which is the mind, will become more established when your buddhi becomes sharpened. Yeah? That is the entire meaning of this self-inquiry. Yeah? The Purushartha of self-inquiry. This ocean of world appearance can be crossed only when you are firmly established in supreme wisdom. When you see the self with the self alone. And when your intelligence is not diverted or colored by sense perceptions. Sense perceptions, whatever I see through the five senses, my mind gets colored with that. I like only particular things. I dislike particular things. Yeah, I like only particular people. I hold on to them. I dislike certain people. I run away from them. So this is all coloring. This is all conditioning of my mind. I develop concepts, ideas, and I stick to them. I hold on to them. Yeah? Then I've held on to sense perceptions. Yeah? This is called coloring. Now this needs to be destroyed, he says. And how can that be done? Only by self-inquiry. Only by kindling this wisdom. Yeah? You can read ahead.
Thus, have I narrated to you how King Janka attained self-knowledge as if by an act of grace which caused the knowledge to drop from heaven as it were. When the limited and conditioned feeling, I am so and so, ceases, there arises consciousness of the all-pervading infinite. Hence, O Rama, like Janaka, you too abandon in your heart the false and fanciful notion of the ego sense. When this ego sense is dispelled, the supreme light of self-knowledge will surely shine in your heart. He who knows, I am not, nor does the other exist, nor is there non-existence, and whose mental activity has thus come to a standstill, is not engrossed in an acquisitiveness. O Rama, there is no bondage here other than craving for acquisition and anxiety to avoid what one considers undesirable.
Beautiful. This is so beautiful. What is acquisitiveness? Acquisition.
To collect things.
To acquire. I want this also. I want to possess this also. I want to possess that person also. I want to possess other people's good words, other people's praise. This is the tendency of acquisitiveness in the mind. Yeah, it's at a very subtle, in a very subtle way it exists inside you. Yeah? You recognize this. Yeah? This big thing the ego has, that it will feel better by acquiring something or somebody. or somebody's words, or just some money, or some car. Yeah? This is what the ego sense really feeds on. Yeah? So in this paragraph, he's saying directly look at what is the root cause of your ego. Yeah? He's telling you, dispel the ego by recognizing its root. So from the root only you pull it out. And that root is acquisitiveness, wanting to acquire. Yeah? It's very beautiful. Janaka attained the self-knowledge just by, as if by act of grace. But it is called instant enlightenment. What happened to Janaka? When the limited and conditioned feeling, I am so and so, ceases, there arises consciousness of the all-pervading infinite. Yeah? Basically, we broke off from the pool of Brahman or consciousness with this first feeling, I. This I feeling has separated us from there. The moment you consciously drop this I, yeah, consciously recognize, oh, I have this I somewhere lurking in me right now, and I drop it. Doesn't matter what it says, I am this or I am not this, or I am like this or I don't like this. It is still a big I. Yeah? You drop this consciously being aware. Yeah? That moment you are back into the pool of Brahman. Being in this body, you can be united with it. That is enlightenment, no? That is Videha Mukta, no? In the body, he got liberated. Dropping the I despite being in this body. So he's giving you the exact mechanism how it happened to Janaka. Yeah? So he dropped the feeling, I am so and so, and once that ceases, what happens is the consciousness of the all-pervading infinite arises. Hence, O Rama, like Janaka, you too abandon in your heart the false and fanciful notion of the ego sense. While when this ego sense is dispelled, the supreme light of self-knowledge will surely shine in your heart. Got it? Yeah? The moment I drops, you have already united with the Brahman. And obviously, that shines in you. Yeah? That's a poetic way of saying it shines in your heart. He who knows I am not, nor does the other exist, nor is there non-existence. Yeah? What does this mean? I is the problem, no? Yeah? The moment I drop I, yeah? I have the understanding I am not. But for I to exist, the other has to exist, no? It's two sides of the same coin. I, you. Till the time you are there, I am there. Till the time I am there, you are there. Two sides of the same coin. The moment I drop I, it cannot drop by itself. You also drops. Get it? Yeah. So, the moment I drops, the other also drops, and there is this understanding also that there is nothing like non-existence. It was just an illusion anyway. The bubble came up in the water thinking, oh, I am the bubble and I am separate from the water, and finally it's united with the water. Yeah? So you cannot say, oh, the bubble doesn't exist. Yeah? There is nothing like non-existence. It is water from the beginning till the end. There's just water. Yeah? You cannot say something existed and it does not exist now. Are you getting the subtle meaning? Yeah? It's a play of words, but very beautifully explained. Yeah? That which did not exist in the beginning, that which does not exist in the end, does not exist at all. Got it? Yeah? So, again we'll read this line. So beautiful it is. He who knows I am not, nor does the other exist, nor is there non-existence, and whose mental activity has thus come to a standstill, is not engrossed in acquisitiveness. So the moment I will drop, you will drop. Yeah? Non-existence जैसा कुछ नहीं है. Yeah? His mental activity, yeah, drops. There is complete stillness. So what is mental activity? I want this, I want that, I want this. Acquisitiveness is the disease of the mind. Yeah? Recognize this. This needs to drop, Janaka. And that's what happened to Janaka actually. Yeah? An instant enlightenment happened by the dropping of the ego sense. Clear so far?
Here where it says nor is there non-existence, I'm just trying to understand or maybe rephrase myself. The fact that there is something, this consciousness is there, that's what he means by don't think that there is nothing, there is something.
No. What he is saying, there is only Brahman consciousness. Yeah? You cannot say in that Brahman consciousness a Prakriti came up called Sandesh and it went away after whatever, after it got enlightened. So now it does not exist. You cannot say it does not exist. Got it?
So all that exists is really Brahman. That's what all it is.
Perfect. That is the real meaning of that sentence. Yeah? Nor is there non-existence. Means everything is just the Brahman. In other words. Yeah? It's a very beautiful play of words. Yeah? Swami Venkatesananda was a master of words, I should say. Very beautiful. So the last sentence is the most important here. Huh? O Rama, there is no bondage here other than craving for acquisition and the anxiety to avoid what one considers undesirable. In simple words, the words that you know, what does it mean? What is acquisitiveness? What have
You
you
want
mean?
something and you don't want it.
Raga and Dvesha. Yeah? There is no bondage greater than Raga and Dvesha. Not greater, there is no other bondage only besides Raga and Dvesha. That is the only bondage. So if you are thinking, oh, I'm going to drop something else besides my Raga and Dvesha, nothing is left. Yeah? This is so beautiful. I love this paragraph. Beautiful. So, homework for you, huh? List of ragas and dveshas that you are still holding on to. Yeah? Make that list again. Compare it with your first list, your second list, your third list. I don't know how many times I've made you do that list now. Yeah? Compare it. Make your list of ragas and dveshas again. Yeah? Hopefully it has reduced. Okay. Read ahead now.
In whom the twin urges of acquisition and rejection have come to an end, do not desire anything, nor do they renounce anything. The mind does not reach the state of utter tranquility till these two impulses of acquisition and rejection have been eliminated. Even so, as long as one feels this is real and this is unreal, his mind does not experience peace and equilibrium. How can equanimity, purity, or discussion arise in the mind of one who is swayed by thoughts of this is right, this
elaborating more on raga and dvesha. So it is not just what I want and what I don't want. It is also what I think is, this is right, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad, this should be like this should not be like this. All my concepts, yeah, all the dvaitam that I am stuck in. Yeah, if I think something is right, I have something behind it which is wrong. I am stuck in dvaitam. Yeah, till the time there is dvaita, two in the mind, there is conflict between right and wrong, good and bad, happy and sad, gain and loss. Until the time there is a conflict in the mind, you cannot achieve peace. Simple. You cannot hold on to right and say, oh, this is right, this is right. No. Because behind your right, there is a wrong lurking somewhere in the background. So you actually are stuck to a dvaitam. There is two in your mind. There is a conflict in your mind. Yeah? So drop both, he says. Both right and wrong. Gain and loss. Sukha and dukkha. Doesn't matter what is. Yeah? Drop all raga and dvesha. Do you get it? He's directly attacking your duality here. And duality is always because of the ego sense. It is the product of ego sense. Yeah? Dvaitam comes out of ego. Yeah? So in the previous paragraph he said, drop your ego. Yeah? And you pull it out from its root. Yes? And then in the next paragraph he is helping you elaborate. What is the root? This raga and dvesha are the root. This duality in the mind is the root of your ego, the root cause of your ego. Recognize this dvaitam. Yeah? This dvaitam is nothing but raga and dvesha. Yeah? Again reminding you of the homework. Make a list of all your raga and dvesha, all the dualities in the mind, all the dvaitas in the mind. You can read ahead.
Desirelessness, absence of all expectations, fearlessness, unchanging steadiness, equanimity, wisdom, non-attachment, non-action, goodness, total absence of perversion, courage, endurance, friendliness, intelligence, contentment, gentleness, pleasant speech. All these qualities are natural to one who is free from the instincts of acquisition and rejection. And even those qualities are non-intentional and spontaneous.
This is so beautiful. Yeah, it reminds us of Ashtavakra again. Yeah, it's a spontaneous thing in a person who has dropped dvaitam, has dropped all conflicts, yeah, has dropped all doership. Doership is nothing but I. Yeah, the roots of I, the two roots are raga and dvesha. Yeah, and or dvaitam, if you want to call it. He has dropped all of it, doership and dvaitam. And therefore it is very easy for this person to be in his natural state, because the mind is not running behind something or running away from something. It is fine with whatever is. Yeah? In fact, the mind does not exist. And the qualities are described so beautifully. Desirelessness means there is no expectation in the mind. Whatever action the person does in the moment, he does spontaneously, out of his nature, he drops it and he moves on. Next moment, next action. Completely he does it spontaneously and drops it and moves on. Yeah? He does not revisit his actions back again and again. There are no expectations in the mind. Yeah? This is desirelessness. Fearlessness. Only a person who does not want something to happen can have fear, no? Yes? So only if your mind there is a dvesha, will there be fear. So recognize this, huh? Only a dvesha will lead to fear. So such a person is fearless. There is an unchanging steadiness about this person. Yeah? Steady, still, calm. Yeah? The mind is steady. You will not see the person wavering in anything, even in simple decision making. Yeah? It will be as if it is very spontaneous and obvious. There is no thinking. Yeah? There is no brainstorming. It's just a spontaneous thing that happens. Equanimity. Again, equanimity is the graph is not going up or down. Sambhava in all situations with everybody. Wisdom, of course you understand there is an inner jnana, inner swabhava jnana. Non-attachment. This is vairagya. Okay? Many scriptures still describe vairagya as non-attachment. Better translated as dispassion. Yeah? Not attached to anything in the world. Yeah? Being in the world, doing everything, but as if I do not exist. Yeah? There is a steadiness, calmness. Non-action. Yeah? The same state that I explained to you of Janaka. He's doing his action. But in the mind there is no seeking, I want this or I don't want this is right or this is wrong. There is a spontaneity coming out in his actions. Yeah? So that is that state of non-action. Goodness, you understand. Total absence of perversion. To explain this more is, perversion is, chal kapat, manipulation, fooling somebody else or even yourself, or lying, bluffing, all this is perversion. Got it? Yeah? Diplomatically speaking to get your way out, this is perversion. Yeah? So understand, all this completely absent in such a person. Courage. Yeah? This person is Veerya. Yeah, we have discussed this a lot when we were doing Ashtavakra. Endurance, to be able to go through good and bad. Yeah? Whatever it is, yeah? The person can endure everything in life. Yeah? Willingly going through good and bad both is endurance. Friendliness, you understand. Intelligence, you understand. It's not just intelligence, person knows geography, history, English, Sanskrit. Yeah, the Pandit. No. Yeah, intelligence is this intelligence where a person can see that, oh, all this is Maya. Yeah, and my mind tends to get lost in the Maya, and he can pull himself away from the Maya and is established in the Purusha and makes that effort again and again. This is intelligence. Got it? I told you, buddhi becomes sharper when these clouds are gone of the sense perceptions. Yeah? So that is intelligence. Not knowing history, geography, even astrology and everything very well. Clear? Contentment. He is always at peace. When the graph was only non-existent, going up or down, that graph does not exist, the mind is not seeking, obviously there is a stillness here, which is contentment actually. Yeah? He is happy with what is, or he is just with what is. Yeah? Gentleness, pleasant speech, you understand all these. Yeah? So these are the qualities. All these qualities come in you only when you are free from what? Free from?
Raga and Dvesha.
Perfect. free from raga and dvesha, from acquisition and rejection. I want, I don't want. This is right, this is wrong. This is good, this is bad. This is gain, this is loss. Duality, Dvaitam. And all these, how do they exist in that person? These qualities are not intentional. He has not cultivated them. It is his nature. That's the way it happens through him. He's spontaneously desireless. He does not make an effort. Oh, I'm not going to desire. I'm not going to desire. Yeah? It's just a spontaneous thing in him. Yeah? So it's so beautifully explained, huh? He's telling you, you have a tree of I which has two roots of raga and dvesha. You pull this tree of I through the roots of raga and dvesha. There is no other way. Last paragraph.
One should restrain the mind from flowing downward, even as the flow of a river is blocked by the construction of a dam. Cut down the mind with the mind itself. Having reached the state of purity, remain established in it right now, rooted in equanimity, doing whatever happens to be appropriate in all situations, and not even thinking about what has thus befallen you henceforth. Live a non-volitional life here. Such is the nature of the Lord, who may therefore be said to be both the doer and the non-doer of all actions here.
So that construction of the dam, that is the sutra in Sanskrit. That you actually construct a dam so that your mind stops flowing down. Yeah? So this has a deeper meaning. When your mind flows down, is basically it is going towards all the negative and negativity. Yeah? When we do Hari Om meditation, we pull all our chakras to turn around and become positive and move the energy upwards. No? Yeah? So it has these two meanings in it. That move all the negativity to positivity. Yeah? Move away from the negativity. Move towards positivity. And construct a dam so that this mind does not flow only downwards anymore. Yeah? Drop this negativity completely. Yeah? So that's Vasistha's homework for you. Construct a dam so that your mind does not flow downwards anymore. Downwards means towards tamas. Yeah? Towards negativity. Once having reached the state of purity, remain established in it. Yeah? You cannot say, I have washed my hands with soap and water, now they are clean, now it's okay if I don't wash them again. No. You have to maintain that state of purity. Yeah? That is why you cannot indulge in the tamasic activities again, because you will again go down. Yeah? So you have to maintain it. First construct a dam to stop it from flowing towards tamas, and then continue to maintain that purity. Yeah? This is called sattva shuddhi. Yeah? Purifying and making an effort to remain in sattva. Yeah? Rooted in equanimity, doing whatever happens to be appropriate in all situations. Doing whatever is appropriate in all situations is spontaneity, not out of raga and dvesha. Yeah? Not doing something because I want to do, or not running away from something because I don't want it. That is out of raga and dvesha. Huh? Spontaneous. This is what this situation calls for, and I just do this. It doesn't matter even if I don't like it. I am supposed to do this right now. Yeah? I don't want to stay up right now. I want to go to sleep. Yeah? But the spontaneity is to complete the Yoga Vasistha session before you drop into bed. Right? Yeah? So doing the appropriate action. Yeah? And not even thinking about what has thus befallen you unsought. Even this thought should not come, oh, why is this happening to me? That is the meaning of not even thinking of what has befallen you. Unsought. Unsought, I didn't want this, but this has happened to me right now. Mind starts saying, oh, why has this happened? Don't even think, he says. Just do the appropriate action, complete your action, wash your hands off, next moment. Done. Don't even look back, he's saying. Yeah? Live a non-volitional life. I explained this to you. Yeah? No voluntarily thinking. Voluntarily thinking is raga and dvesha. Non-volitional. Such is the nature of the Lord, who may therefore be said to be both the doer and the non-doer of all actions. Now we say, no, I am not the doer. Then who is the doer? Actions are happening. The ball is rolling. The river is flowing. Who is doing? Some hand is there, no, behind this creation. Some hand is there behind that river flowing continuously. Yeah? He is the doer of everything. Yes? Clear? Beautiful 2 pages, na? Yeah? Read these 2 pages again. The next page is again very complicated, so we'll do it together next week. You read these 2 pages again. Make a list of your raga and dvesha again. Yeah? And drop. It doesn't matter. Yeah? It doesn't matter if I don't do this. It doesn't matter if I feel lazy right now. I will still continue to do what is appropriate right now. Yeah? I will do the spontaneous action. In every moment to moment to moment, drop raga and dvesha. This week, let's take this up as homework.
So it's really like taking the moment as it comes, rather than thinking too much about tomorrow or making too many plans for.
Perfect. Perfect.
But at the same time, isn't it tricky? For example, in the morning at 6 o'clock, feel like sleeping, but at the same time I'm taking the phone. Yeah. So you could really take it other way around, saying at this moment spontaneously I feel like having an extra sleep for around half an hour as opposed to doing nothing.
No, the situation demands, not what the mind demands. He's very clear in his English. He says, what this situation demands of me, that appropriate action I will do. 6:30 in the morning, I have to wake up and go to work. The situation demands I get up, shower and dress up and eat and leave.
Well, here's the confusion. I can get up at 7 and still go to work, or I can get up at 6 to my kriya and then go to work. So the situation is, that's why it's tricky that, I could use this really trickily to my mind saying 6 o'clock, I can still sleep extra hour or get up, whatever.
No, again, you have to think again. It's not what my mind wants. It's what this situation really demands of me.
Well, sometimes you say your body wants to sleep.
Yeah, if you have had a very long day the day before and it's been very difficult on you physically, maybe, for example, you moved from one house to another. All day you were moving, packing, unpacking, doing all those things. Obviously, next morning your body is going to resist waking up. Yeah? Again, it is not the mind. It is the situation. The body is in that situation where it cannot move, cannot get up. Same thing when you fall sick. You cannot say that I am, doing this out of raga and dvesha. No, right now the situation is demanding that. You learn to distinguish between the situation demanding and the mind demanding.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
Beautiful question, Mercy. It will help a lot of people, I'm sure.
How do you differentiate dispassion and drop raga dvesha?
Same thing, na? Why Vairagya is that
You're
only.
intentionally doing this one, you're like naturally doing Vairagya, right? So how do you differentiate?
Vairagya will become a part of you. What is Vairagya? From where has it come? What is the root word? Raga. Can you see this word in the middle? Raga. Got it? Vairagya is devoid of raga. Here is one. One who becomes devoid of raga. He is in Vairagya. Got it? Yeah? So it becomes a natural state of you, or becomes your own nature. Yeah? When you learn to let go, you have to begin somewhere. Na? That is why Vasistha says, begin at recognizing this acquisitiveness in the mind. I want, or rejection in the mind. I don't want. Yeah? When you start recognizing this, yeah, you start dropping it. When you start dropping it, naturally you become a Vairagi. Yeah? And then the ego sense has to drop, because the ego stands on the two roots of Raga and Dvesha. Once they are pulled out, ego drops. Yeah? I drops. When I drops, you drop. There is no I, there is no you. There is only that one Brahman consciousness. Yeah? Formula is very simple. Yeah? You have to just be very courageous to apply this. Very strong. Yes? So let's be strong this week. Everybody can take up this challenge this week. Yes? To be a Vairagi. Chalo. I'll see you next week. Yeah? Jai Gurudev.
Jai